Mr. Speaker. And I just want to, perhaps the honourable colleague has her memory has failed her, because clearly she did not want to mislead Canadians through her comments, but through our government, the previous government, under our previous government's governance, we cut GST from 7% to 5%. We had the best job creation and economic growth in the G7 over the decade that our Conservative government was in power. But, Mr. Speaker, it even goes beyond that. That came at a time when the world was seeing one of the worst global recessions since the 1930s, the Great Depression. And our government did that. How did we do that? By strong fiscal management. Now, Mr. Speaker, this government continues to talk about this strong investment. Oh, and I might add that we removed seniors, 380,000 seniors from tax rolls completely. So when you want to talk about doing things that have measurable impacts, our government gets that, and our government did that over a decade of governance. But, Mr. Speaker, this government is spending billions and billions of dollars. In my riding of Cariboo Prince George, we are a resource-driven economy. Canada is a resource-driven economy. But we have failed. This government has failed to renegotiate a new softwood lumber agreement. We have communities in my riding that are facing some serious times. And this bill that we're debating today does nothing to get people back to work. It's great that they're putting more money in EI, but Canadians need jobs. They do not want to be reliant on the government. They need jobs to be successful. And I wanted to ask the honourable colleague through you, Mr. Speaker. Show me in this in the budget, in this bill, where this budget is going to create jobs in my riding of Cariboo Prince George, which is resource-driven. High-speed transit does nothing for my riding.
Yeah, right. For Don Valley East.
I thank the honourable member for his question. So let me remind him a little bit of history. When our government, the Martin Chrétien government, took over, we took over a bankrupt country. The Conservatives had left it bankrupt. We left them with a $13 billion surplus. And what did they do with it? Economists call Mr. Harper the worst economic manager. GST is a regressive tax. They took boutique tax cuts without creating any jobs. We do not need to learn any lessons from them because they were stagnant, they were inward-looking, they put more money into advertising and in building gazebos instead of people. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.